Alright, so fast plow tips. Not really a fast tip, but just a general when to run your beacons and about beacon lights in general. I'm running an amber beacon. I'm running a single amber beacon it's a small DOT light bar. They are roughly the size around as a shoebox. They're very flat. They don't stick up much. I can still get in a parking ramp with it on my headache rack. And it's really not coming across on camera, but like I got a lot of blowing snow. So in my state, you're allowed to run your beacon light running site to site on the roads. You used to not be able to, but I prefer to, especially in weather like this. We're looking at heavy duty snow, blowing snow actually. It's pretty windy. I want to say it's probably around 15 miles an hour windy, which is blowing a lot of snow around. As I showed you with my high beam, like it doesn't come across really on camera. My beacon doesn't really come across on camera. I know some people like to overdo it. Lots of colors, blinking headlights. While super obnoxious, I don't think it gives you any more visibility than an amber beacon. It does give you more visibility, but I don't think it gives you any more visibility that's worth any extra amount of money you're paying for them. But yeah, single amber beacon, LED light, mini LED light bar. On some of my equipment I have just you can get the single DOT beacons and put them on top, and I've ran those too, and they just the magnets, now some of the trucks, now that they're aluminum, the magnets don't stick to them. That's fine. You have to drill and mount them. Like I said, mine is mounted to a headache rack or a head rack, back rack, whatever brand you want to talk about it. You know, a windshield covering rack that covers the windshield. So that's how that's mounted on the truck. And I prefer to run them site to site. I think people see them. I do think people get out of your way sometimes. If they're going really slow in the fast lane, they'll get over. It'll just realize, hey, that's an emergency vehicle. Not emergency vehicle, but like roadside vehicle or whatever. It does help if you're gonna pull over and try to move somebody in the road, to have your ambers on to let them know, hey, I'm here. Because we know nowadays people are on their phones. Even in a snowstorm, it doesn't stop people from texting on their phones, looking on their phones, trying to see what they got going on. I'm headed to my plow site here. I should be there shortly. I'm supposed to be there right now, about 3 a.m. Supposed to stop about 5 a.m. I was supposed to stop earlier, and the snow got pushed back. The snowstorm was just kind of sluggish and moving through. South of me, there's probably like 7 inches. I don't know, we're having a record May here in Minnesota. Is it May? No, February. This is a record February. We still got to get through May. See about snow moves and everything. But back to beacon lights. I'm sorry, I get distracted. Yeah, I'm always going to run my beacon light. I keep it on my site. People whip in the lot and stuff, and it's good protection for you to have it on, and if someone hits you, you can say, hey, look, I was plowing, I have my beacon light on. Sometimes I think even when it's clear at the end of a plow session, I'm leaving my beacon light on because I'm tired. I don't think everybody gets that, but I think some people think, oh my gosh, this guy, like, it is what it is. Like I said too, I have a strap on me. I've pulled a couple people out of ditches, not ditches, but off of medians and stuff, and out of snowbanks where, like, they would have needed a tow truck otherwise. You know, you couldn't just hand push it or anything. So, I mean, sometimes you do need a truck and a strap, and sometimes if people were like really on the side of the freeway, like, they're gonna need a tow truck. I just can't risk it. Got a family and stuff to go home to, so it's not an end all be all just to have a beacon light on and say and not worry about it, but it definitely helps with visibility. I had a coworker that sweared by, he's like, oh, if I run my beacon and have my backlight on my Salter, the cops aren't going to pull me over because they know I'm working. Whether that's true or not, I kind of doubt it. It was kind of his wise tale in his mind, or his superstition, that he was running lights on, he's not going to get pulled over. And I think, I mean, if you're speeding or whatever, they're going to pull you over. Just is what it is. I don't want to run on too long with a beacon light conversation, but yeah, let me know in the comments when you guys run your beacon lights. If you run your beacon lights, yeah, just a general beacon light conversation. I know one guy that said if you're running it, one guy said if you're running it in clear skies, meaning, and you just got your beacon light on, you're a douche. And I'm like, hey, I'm tired like a lot of the time, so that's why I like to run it when it's at the end of the night and it's clear. I mean, if I'm running it like this, visibility's clearing up, but I've been in general whiteout conditions, and beacon lights help know you're coming, other cars. Granted, other people shouldn't really be out, but you know, you're gonna have your mainline plows, your city, your county, your DOT plows that are running. You should have a beacon on. They have heavy duty beacons. They got a lot of beacons on, and they're big trucks. I mean, they want people to see them. Same thing with me. I want people to see me. I want the mainline trucks to see me. A lot of times you're pulling out of fringes of driveways and stuff when you're plowing. You're not necessarily looking like you should be because you're tired. Or even pulling around parking lots if you're in a working parking lot. I used to do quick trip gas stations. They were horrible for people just whipping out ahead of you and whipping in and not paying attention to what the plow guy is doing. So, all right, guys, like I said, drop what you're doing in the discussion below. If you're running beacons on, beacons off. Try to wrap it up here, and as I'm getting this site. Thanks for watching, guys.